I told y'all I was gonna have a better camera. I told y'all I was gonna have a better camera angle for my second video, and I'm actually recording this right after the first video I just did because I want to have more time so I can kind of get these out maybe once a week. If I can get these out once a week, that would be great and start that kind of consistent pattern with those. But maybe I could get it at a faster rate or something of that nature later on down the line. But for now, I want to get back into what I was talking about and where I left off, and it's mentality. I want y'all to understand that without the right mentality, nothing else matters. That's why a lot of this dating stuff doesn't work for a lot of dudes when they hear the, oh, you gotta not text her back too fast. You gotta not show too much interest. You gotta act like you don't care. Those things in a vacuum aren't what is making a woman more attracted to you at the end of the day. But I don't even want to start talking about women yet. Everything comes down to the mentality. It is always better to know how to think than to know what to do, right? If you know what to do, that's fine. You can do a lot of stuff. But if you don't know how to think, you're already at a loss. You're already at a loss. You have to know how to think. And the best way to think, in my personal opinion, is having optimism at all times. Optimism at all times. And it's not easy because life is not fun. Life is not supposed to be fun. Life is not meant to be easy and simple and not have any challenge to it. It's difficult. You know, the constant state of most people's brains is anxiety and stress. Most people live in anxiety and stress throughout the entirety of their lives, right? But the one thing that you need is blissful optimism about everything. Everything. And it takes a lot to change it. You know, I really wish in the time that I was kind of altering my mind and becoming more positive with my thoughts, I wish at that moment I was more aware of what I was exactly doing so I could give it to y'all in a way of information. But a lot of the ways that I can verbalize what I was doing at that time gets difficult now because I'm looking back on it, because now I'm just looking at it from where I am now and can't compare it to when I was or who I was, right? I can't compare those two things at this moment. But the best way I can put it is that you have to look on the bright side of everything. You have to look on the bright side of everything. And you have to come to the realization that life is going to be difficult. Life is never going to be easy. You know, there's no point in life as a man, as a woman, as whatever. There's no point in life where you can just sit back and go, all good. Maybe when the time comes, you know what I mean? When he comes knocking on your door, maybe that'll be the time, but don't expect that a lot. Don't expect it at all. And you have to become comfortable with the fact that you're going to be challenged in every way, shape, or form, right? Every way, shape, or form. And I think having the awareness that a lot of people deal with stress and that a lot of people deal with anxiety can allow people to become more comfortable with it. Because one thing that makes people uncomfortable about having stress or having anxiety is that they think that other people don't feel it. Everyone feels it. Everyone feels it. There's so many people. Most of the people that I know, most of the people in my life that I've ever met are on medications for their mental, for stress, for anxiety, and things of that nature, antidepressants, you name it. Most people I know are on it, right? So a lot of people deal with it. A lot of people deal with it. And it's a part of life. It's a part of life. But having the awareness that life is not supposed to be easy will make people a lot more comfortable with the challenges that come about it, right? And a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about tie together, because in order to think the right way, you have to have the confidence in yourself as well. And to build these things, you can build them simultaneously. More often than not, they build themselves simultaneously, because if you're thinking more optimistic about things, you're not going to think, oh, I can't do this, right? If you're thinking more optimistically, you're going to think, oh, I can do this. And that's going to build your confidence, because if you go into it and you might fail, you might mess up at it, You might have to go back to the drawing board. But if you have that optimistic mindset, you're thinking, oh, I just got to try this another way. Yeah, I failed, but I got to do this again. I got to try again. And then you try again, and this time you might succeed. That's going to build your confidence because you just accomplished a goal that you didn't think you would actually accomplish. You told yourself you could, but you know you have that moment of hesitance when you're like, can I really do this? Right? Can I? And I don't want you to eradicate the negative feelings. I don't want you to say, oh, I can't feel like I can't do something. You can. You're going to feel like that. You're going to still be nervous. You're going to still be anxious. But you always have to think on the brighter end of it. Don't let your emotions hold you back. Don't let your emotions stop you from doing what you want to do, right? Because when you do something that makes you nervous, the feeling on the other end of nervousness, accomplishment, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. So in those moments where you feel as if, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't feel like I'm prepared for this. Like, I don't think I got this in the bag. Those are the moments you need to say, no, I can do this. I might mess up. I might fail. People might laugh. I might get embarrassed, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And that's another thing I want to touch on. I was thinking about this myself, and I really thought back to a lot of the moments where I had high amounts of stress, high amounts of anxiety. I had big things that were coming up in my life that I thought were going to be life altering, life changing. And it wasn't. Everything that really stressed me out in moments, everything that I really held so deeply in my core, everything that really made me anxious, it didn't really make that much of a difference, right? Like it didn't really, like I'll give you all an example. I'm a boxer, right? Before every single one of my fights, there's a moment in my head where I say, holy shit, I don't want to do this. I've been in 15 fights in my boxing career. Every single one, I'm in my head like, holy shit, I don't want to do this. Every single one. But you know what I do? I still go out and do it. And there have been times where I went up against the number two ranked boxer in my weight class in the nation. I went up against him, and I was pissing myself before that fight. I was terrified. And you know what? Because I was like, oh, what if I get knocked out? It's gonna be so bad. Everything's gonna go so bad. Like it's gonna be the worst thing in my. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, it really wasn't. I actually impressed my coach, which was the most important thing to me, and I impressed a lot of my friends. Because, of course, you're coming into a fight against the number two guy in the nation. A lot of people just think it's going to be a wash. You know, he's gonna run by you. And, I mean, on the scorecards, he did. On the scorecards, he got a unanimous decision. But for the effort that I put towards it and what I got accomplished from it, I believe I gained his respect. And I definitely gained the respect of a lot of people around there. But at the end of the day, all that anxiety I've had from each of those fights, I'm still sitting here today. I'm still here. I'm living, I'm breathing. My life has gotten better from events like that. My life is nothing but better. Always believe that your life is still going to be better. And even do that exercise for yourself. Think about all the things that have stressed you out in your life. Think about the biggest anxious moments of your life. You may have had a moment that was life altering. Personally, I haven't. But think about even all the small stressors you have in day to day, and think about this moment right now. How bad is it really? How bad was it really? Is it still affecting you today? Even if it is still affecting you today, come back to it next year. Is that still a problem? A lot of things come and go. We get so caught up in thinking that our emotions are going to last forever. These anxieties are going to last forever. They're all brief moments. We always come out on the other side. We always do. Some people don't, but that's a conversation for another time. But we always come out on the other side. Be optimistic. Think positive about everything that comes with life. Have the awareness that life is going to be difficult. Nothing is going to come easy. Nothing's going to come easy. But have the mindset that you can get things done, regardless of whether or not they're going to be difficult, regardless of whether or not you're going to be challenged. You have to have the mindset that you'll be able to get it done and move past it. Because you can do it. And what I'm going to start talking about next is resilience. And the resilience ties into the mindset, because if you believe that you can do something, you're going to be a lot more resilient, even the more that you fail. The more you fail, the more resilient you'll become, because you'll still be thinking, I can do this. And then that's also going to build the confidence. That's where we're going to go. All this stuff is going to tie in, but the base of it right now, the base of it is having the right mindset. You need to have the right mindset if you want to do anything in your life. Have the right mindset before anything else. Don't worry about anything else until you can be blindly or blissfully optimistic about every single thing. Everything. That's all I got for y'all right now. I'm going to come back with resilience and confidence next, and we're going to keep building from there. And once I build those foundational blocks, we'll start fleshing it out. We'll start fleshing it. We'll start talking about different things. We'll start bringing relationships into it and seeing how that works. We'll start talking about the dynamics of relationships, and we'll see how that works. And that's where we're going to go from here. And we can branch out to anything, dog. You leave it in the comments if you want me to talk about something, if there's something specific, but just know that I'll be talking about it after I talk about all the building blocks of everything. Right. So appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all checking in and rocking out. I still haven't really thought of an outro for this, but y'all know how it goes. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'll tap in with y'all soon. Hey, but I'm getting repetitions in the gym. Look at this bread I'm getting off the pen. When mama was asking what gender she having, the doctor looked right and mama said it's him. And money been swimming in it for a minute, so deep in that water I been growing fins. I pay for the mini petty when I see her hands and her feet gotta always be twins. Hey, I'm hotter than Crisco. Niggas don't gotta know, but they bitch know. Lil John be proud of me. My money stretch all the way from the wall to the window. Hella people's around me.